I think it has to do with the American idea of like a superstar too.
Yeah.
And actually, I was just thinking about like when de Kooning first had his, I think in the 50s, when he signed on with that agent that was Paul McCartney's agent, his like
The musician, not
famous
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney, the
Yeah.
musician. Yeah,
Yeah.
de Kooning was like already successful, but I mean those Pollock and de Kooning, like those guys were successful, but not at the level of like people now.
Until the CIA started buying Pollock's shit.
That was yes. Well, they promoted it. I don't know if they buy it.
No, they were collectors, full on.
Really?
Yeah. No, it's fucking crazy.
No, I mean I know they like put on shows like all over Europe. It
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
American art. Like
But they were collectors for sure.
All right. But they still weren't successful at the level that contemporary artists who are super successful now are.
Oh, like in terms of monetary,
They were no way.
finances. Yeah. No, they were degenerates.
But when he signed on with this lawyer, I mean, in his biography, which I recommend to anyone, the de Kooning biography, his lawyer negotiated some new deal with his gallery. He was like, instead of this much, I want him to get paid like this much because I want him to be like a movie star.
Yeah.
He's like, the movie stars are getting this, $1 million. I want him to get $1 million. And that was kind of like the beginning of like,
that guy's a G.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He's like, he wanted to be like the Beatles.
Well, I recently was talking to my friend Alex. I used to work at a well-known gallery in Miami. People outside Miami don't know, but it's called Frederick Snitzer Gallery.
I know it.
Okay. Yeah. So I was working there. They used to represent Purvis Young. I don't know how accurate this is, but it was from another person that was working there. And basically, they had a whole shit ton of Purvis Young's work. And people who don't know, I think he was a homeless artist and then kind of hit it big. He's very famous.
One of the big like outsider
people. Yeah. But so at that point, he was still alive, and the guy that Chris Murrow, who was working there. Shout out Chris. I haven't even thought of his name in a long time. But he was telling me like, it's like, oh, this guy, he was super popular, but he like just produced too much work, and like the market crashed out from under him. And I was telling my friend that, and he was like, oh no, but his stuff is selling really well now. So I don't know if like that was a misunderstanding. I misunderstood what Chris said. But to me, it's interesting because now that he's died, so there was too much of his work. And then now as soon as he passed away, the amount of work he had produced became limited. Even though while he was alive, there was too much of it.
The amount available became limited.
Yeah. So
somebody has to manage all that stuff.
But it's just crazy to me that like, like all of these little things, because I don't think, at least where I have gone to school and where my experiences with programs like that, like this stuff is not something they teach you about. They don't even, no one's ever talked to me at my universities about, how this works and how the market works. And did you get any of that?
I don't think they should.